Okay, in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can get your Welcome Series converting like the top 10% of e-com brands. Welcome Series for most brands should be your highest revenue generator. And when I say how to convert like the top 10% of e-commerce brands, it's not hyperbole. I'm referencing the most recent 2024 Klaviyo benchmark. If we look it down on a deeper analysis, broken down by welcome flows alone across all different product categories, of course, you can dive into your respective product category. We're looking at the differences between the average Welcome Series performance and the top 10%. So if we look by open rate, 54% for the average, 75% for the top 10%. Top 10% is getting a 16% conversion rate here. Top 10% is getting a 10% click-through rate or placed order rate, excuse me. So as you can see here, the disparity between the average and the top 10% in the Welcome Series, unlike the abandoned cart, is significant. And there are many ways to get there, and getting this right is going to transform just how much money you're making on a monthly basis. It's going to make ads more profitable for you. It's definitely something to focus on. So if you do have the attention to sit through this, you won't have to sit through another Welcome Series video. Again, I'm going to touch on all of the key pillars, all of the key content. I'm going to give you a ton of examples and pretty much synthesize over a decade worth of experience we've got collectively at Auraseed on how to achieve a really high converting Welcome Series. So let me jump into things. One thing to consider is when we're looking to get the Welcome Series built out, if we get this right, it can yield dividends and profits for years to come. So like my experience is so many brands rush through this, cobble together a Welcome Series without being super mindful about the content pillars and about how to really get a really high performing Welcome Series. But like, it's like if you find a really good ad and you create a great ad that works well, you can run that ad for years to come and it can just yield fruits and fruits and fruits. So like the invitation is to get this right. Make sure that your agency or your marketing team or whoever's creating your email sequence for you is following this guidelines and making sure that they're implementing things like the top 10% of e-com brands. Ad costs are getting higher and higher for various different reasons, but that's just the way like ad platforms go in general and more saturated advertising platforms. So getting your conversion funnel right, and the top of funnel really should be for any brand is to have a high converting pop-up, but then a very high converting conversion rate to sign up rate to conversion rate metric as well. And the way that you nail that is by having a high converting pop-up, then a very high converting Welcome Series. Because unless your customers are purchasing within first visit to your website, and if you're a new brand or a fairly unrecognized brand, that's pretty unlikely. I mean, there's a general rule in like the psychology of sales at the moment and marketing that the customer needs to see you like 5, 6 or 7 times before they make a purchase. And unless you're going to spend all of that money to retarget to people that have seen your website for the first time through ads, which is super expensive, you're going to struggle to convert customers at a profit. And that's only going to become more and more of a trend over the years. So doubling down and making sure your conversion systems through email are watertight and high quality is really going to set you up for success with any organic or paid traffic that you continue to generate the website over years. So this is such a priority for like any e-commerce brand at the moment, but especially ones who are like fairly early on in their journey, within the first 5 years of their journey, and aren't quite at that sort of 8-figure mark. And the last thing that I'd say is, principles over randomness. Does this mean like everything I'm going to go through, does this mean Welcome Series all have to look the same? Absolutely not. Like it should scream your brand identity. It should be unique. It should follow your brand kit, your typography, your tone of voice. However, one thing I notice on poor Welcome Series time and time again is randomness. Like randomness in their content pillars. It's not a cohesive narrative really taking you from what like someone who's just found your brand to actually getting them to purchase. You got to really think and ideate what those content pillars should be. And we've distilled this down into some key pillars over around 7 to 10 emails. So I'm going to share with them all with you. You need to make them your own. But this and following this framework is going to exponentially increase your performance. And it's going to help help mitigate the issue that I see for most brands, which is just random content pillars without much thought behind it. And before I dive in a little bit further, if you don't know who I am, my name's Sean Miller. I'm one half of email marketing agency Auraseed. We've got over a decade of experience in actual direct e-commerce brand ownership and also email marketing experience within top agencies, independently, and now as Auraseed. So I'm going to jump straight into things. So I'm going to go through the guys. What is a Welcome Series, right? We all pretty know at this stage what a Welcome Series is. Our goal here is to actually have a high converting Welcome Series and a premium Welcome Series. It should be one of your highest revenue generating flows. This is like the first impression that you're going to make with your clients or with your potential customers and leads. Like you really want each touch point to not be wasted space. We want to create a coherent and engaging onboarding sequence that delivers key content, tells a compelling brand story, leverages offer and direct response copy, and drives traffic to our product pages. So our core belief is the content must be exceptional. From our experience, most brands run on average around 3 to 4 emails within their welcome series, which is simply insufficient. We recommend that you run around 7 to 10 emails to cover all essential content pillars and to do your brand justice and to be able to position your product and brand from many different angles, and also extend the runway on the nurturing period, because someone might not be ready to purchase straight away. There might be interest there. So if you give up too early, especially with good content, because you have a chance, like with campaigns every month, you need to compose and ideate new campaign angles. Some of them might hit, some of them might not so much. You have the time to like pre-plan the content that a new lead's going to see here, and you can make sure it hits and is as impactful as possible. So you want to extend the runway with that. So you have the opportunity to capture and have a wide net to capture people, and increase your likelihood and window of opportunity of capturing people as much as possible. So that's really like the wisdom in extending the runway and the time sequence and like the volume of your email, of your welcome sequence. Yeah, because we want to ensure we're in the right place at the right time to convert prospects and then turn them into loyal customers. So obviously the trigger is when someone joins your list, and the filter is makes a purchase hasn't made a purchase since starting this flow. What most brands get wrong in our experience is firstly no clear plan or clear content pillars. It's designed to average, and they usually rush setting up the process. So I'm going to break the email down one by one, but before I do that, let me show you this, because I think I've got so many great examples here, and I've got the best structure that you can use. Now, of course, with some mastery around this structure, you can like have creative license to make it your own and to move things around up and down. That's all well and good, but you need to at least have a framework to model, and then you can build around it, and then you can sort of innovate it and build off it. But without a good framework, you're shooting blind. So here's what a really good welcome series blueprint is. This is what all of our team use as a reference. So spread over 10 to 14 days. Obviously, again, here we go. So obviously email 1, warm welcome, first impression. That's email 1. Then what we want to make sure we do is we have a little trigger here where if someone hasn't opened that, we resend it to them as well to re-engage them and then get them back onto the sequence as well. Because the welcome email should be really nice, should have the offer, should have some key features about your brand, bit more storytelling, set the scene, also product opportunities to click through as well. Email 2, brand story. Email 3, best sellers. So that's the theme of that email. Email 4, then we want to do a bit more of a discount reminder, remind them of the 10% that they've got or whatever the welcome offer is, and then maybe give them an opportunity to then follow up with that offer on some product categories. Email 5, this one you've got a lot of freedom around, but think value-based content, maybe a product spotlight, maybe something that's sort of unique to your brand that's worth telling your audience about, one of the key angles for your brand, or a them versus us emails, for example. Those tables work really nicely. Not appropriate for every product category. I don't really recommend it for, let's say, a luxury brand, but it can work for FMCG or supplements, for example, or maybe like an innovative type of product. So like if you've got like a new innovation on the t-shirt, then you could do like your t-shirt versus standard t-shirts. Them versus us works really nicely for that. Email 6, we're going for testimonials plus a discount reminder. So again, space here. So reminding people about the discount because, you know, money talks, but then also we're giving testimonials and we're also building on why they should purchase as well. So at this point, we've already seen our brand 6 times. They've seen our bestsellers. They've learned a bit more about our brand. They've been reminded about the offer. They've been given a deeper dive into the key essentials behind your brand and sort of key USPs behind your brand. Then we want to go for a last chance discount reminder again. Bit more direct response, can be shorter, bolder and snappier, this one. And then last but not least, you can actually do a plain text message from the founder as well. This is a really nice follow-up. It works really well. Engagement goes really high on this one. And again, we see this work fantastically for about 90% of our brands. And you can do more than this. Like at a certain point in time, testing makes sense. You know, you might find a campaign which has worked incredibly well, and then you want to work that in to maybe email 5. So now you've got a few different ideas on what work on email 5. Maybe they both kill it. So maybe you do 5 and 6, or you work another one in and you actually have 9 emails. So, you know, you can build this up, but this is like really a great place to get started. So let's dive into this email one by one. So email 1, as I said, warm welcome first impression. This is where we want to make a first strong impression, establish a warm, engaging introduction. You want it to be on brand, so you want to give a clear on-brand welcome and then introduce the offer prominently. You want it to be clear. We want the offer typically to be header, offer, and CTA all above the fold. So like people as a theme read their emails in weird context. It could be on the toilet, it could be at work when they shouldn't be. So you want to get, like, people don't always have the time to just sit and digest all of the content you're putting out. So you always want to have skimmability in mind, and you always want to have key sort of tracking points and clear touch points from an eye tracking perspective for someone who's not going to be looking at your email very long or has a short attention span. So as I said here, welcome offer and CTA above the fold if possible. Use icons, concise copy to highlight key brand features and provide multiple visual entry points to different product collections. Like, we got to remember, though, the goal for pretty much 90% of these emails is to get high opens and high clicks. Placed order is sort of out of our control. Like, we can sell the product as well as we can, but that's really the product page's job at that point in time. Our job as email marketers, and the job of email marketing, is to get people back to the website, back to product pages, and also arrive at those product pages with intent. So we do need to sort of cultivate intent, but it's slightly harder to quantify, but it does play a role in the placed order rate. So some content essentials for email 1: show bestsellers collection. Obviously, header, CTA, and offer above the fold. Maybe introduce some brand USPs. Set the tone for the brand experience. It could be different for every brand, but it could be like a teaser of the brand narrative, a little welcome, a bit more about your key USPs. We want to make the offer clear and bold. We want to have a CTA above the fold, but probably 2 or 3 CTAs within this email. And then we want to have multiple links back to the website. That could be in the way of bestsellers. It could be in the way of product categories. So let's dive into some cool examples of email 1. So this is a real nice one. By the way, a lot of these designs we've done, some of them we haven't, and I'm going to tell you which ones are which. So obviously bold header, very premium looking design here, high CTA above the fold, explore the collection. Here we actually haven't got the offer straight up, so I think this could be improved and the offer could be put here. But also, this is a luxury brand, so you do want to take sometimes a bit more of a tasteful approach. We've got a reminder of the offer here straight away. Then we've got a bit more storytelling on the brand here. So this is just some nice poetic storytelling, which is just very on brand for this particular company. Then we've got some key USPs and angles that we know resonate with the audience. And then you can see here many different entry points back to the website. Product categories, bestsellers, and a banner at the bottom as well. So multiple opportunities to take their offer and then go shopping. So it's like, here's your offer, off you go. And you need to give people places to go. Oftentimes we see this massively neglected. Here's a slightly different take. Here, I think this can be improved upon, but it's also got some things right here that welcome, 15% off your purchase, shop now, all above the fold, so people know, welcome, I've got my 15% off, here's the discount code, all above the fold. I'm pretty sure that you'll get all of this above the fold, so I think that'd be nice. Then some nice product recommendations in a nice sort of simple, minimal way. You've got the tights, bras, tops, seamless, and then we've got some key pillars as well. So loads of opportunities to click through. That does the job nicely. This is one of the favorites I've seen in a long time. Was super impressed with these guys. So a lot to be learned from this one. Make waves, not waste. Clever, not just like a welcome to our brand. So I think this is, so always think about, how can I make this a slightly more, have a slightly more personality than just the standard. And again, it just will require you to just sit down and actually prioritize the welcome series for like 4 hours, 5 hours, however long it takes you to write this and ideate this, and you want to have a good designer and give them loads of inspiration. But make waves, not waste. I think that's just really cool. Take 15% off. There's the code. Shop now. We make ocean friendly at leisure from recycled plastic, so you can look good while doing good. I mean, that says so much by saying so little, which I just think is genius. Then at leisure, but make it sustainable. Okay, we know what they do. Nice at leisure, but they make it sustainable. Some key features, some key pillars of the brand, all with icons as well, which is just super easy to digest as well. Opportunity to learn more. And then we've got a nice little collage here of some different stuff, of some different SKUs and different products without diving too deep into categories, and you've got to shop the collection. So 3 CTAs here. People might want to learn a bit more because they might be sustainably minded, but you've also got 2 opportunities to just act on that discount. So great email there. This one here as well, a nice, get your 2 leggings for 24 off, unlock offer. Big, bold vision as well, a bit more about the brand. And then we've got opportunity to shop the looks. So they've gone for shop the looks. But again, touch points back into the website and a navigation bar at the bottom, not the top, which is the way to do it. So again, I'm going to obviously attach this at the bottom of the email, but you can start to see here how people have taken the blueprint that we've boiled down, and they've executed it in many, many different ways. Again, 10% off, code, welcome code, 2 CTAs above the fold. Cool, I like it. A bit more about the brand, personal thank you, some key sort of pillars and some key USPs as well, opportunities to click through as well, and banner at the bottom. Really nice, and once again, you can see it here. You know, nice bold offer, CTA and hero image above the fold, very on brand, nice colors, a bit more about the brand, gut instincts as well, nice email design and flow. Again, some key features and a bit more about the product type and a bit about some key benefits as well. This one's quite long. I think we could shorten it down a bit. Maybe this one's not necessary as well, but again, nice banner at the bottom. So this is an awesome email welcome series, email 1 on the welcome series. So let's jump on to number 2, which we recommend is like brand building or brand story. So I like to tell the brand narrative on email 2, get straight into it. So again, the goal is to create a connection, but also maybe subtly remind them of the discount. You can remind people of the discount on every email if you wanted to. I don't think there's a rule here. Sometimes we do it on every like second or third email, but I think there's wisdom to also do it on every email. So maybe test it. You can just add it at the bottom, but I would recommend going for like every second email as like a good place to start. This may lead to immediate sales, but the real objective is to prime them for a purchase down the line. So this might be for people to just get them invested in the brand. So the goal is to get them invested, build a connection, and just have another touch point where you're not hard selling, but you're also letting them in under the hood about who you are, what you do, so people can relate, identify, and start to build a relationship. So it's a really key touch point. So content essentials, found put a face to the brand. This could be a founder's photo or a team shot, maybe a reminder of the discount as well, maybe a note from the founder. So this is a really cool one. So let's dive into some examples here of ones I like. And by the way, they can be really, really long or really short here. Like, depends on how much you've got to say, and also depends on like what your brand copy is all about. Like some brands have a lot to say, and that's cool, and some don't. And here's the thing, you'll see a lot of email marketers telling you it needs to be really short. As a general theme, I would agree, but this one, you can afford to do some storytelling, because all people, you know, if it's engaging and people like to read and it's written well, people will sit with that, and like that will, you know, capture their attention. So for example, this email here, fairly long, but really key pillars here about the origin of the brand. And I think it's really, really cool because people might not click through to the About Now on the website. People do that less and less these days. So getting it in full over email can work really nicely. But you can see here, the design is awesome and it looks really, really cool. And again, you've got multiple different CTAs to break up the flow as well. So learn more, explore educational content, but this brand really leans into being like an authority on their given topics, scientifically, adding value. So this is why people come to them actually as an authority. Not every brand's like this. So for this brand, for example, really clean, really crisp. I love the handwritten note by the founder. Super, super effective. Saying more with less here, but definitely gives you an idea of what they're about. Nice sort of key banner here at the bottom. We recommend this just for every brand to have on most emails. So no matter what the theme of the email is, you've got opportunities to click through. So this one's really, really cool here. Also like this one a lot as well. Slow fashion. So opportunities to read more straight away. So it's like, if you want to learn more about this, you can jump in straight away without even having to dive in. So I like that high CTA here. Slow fashion, but it also looks really, really attractive and like real nice product shots here. And then we've got a nice snaking down brand story. So we haven't just got like a wall of text here. We're telling the brand narrative, but we're also making it really, really engaging as well, and really like appealing to the dopamine centers of people who have short attention spans. And this is a really nice one as well. So face to the name, our story, super clear, opportunity to learn more, nice design. This is really the vibe you want to get with your email too. So email 3. Email 3 is bestsellers. So now that we've built some trust, it's time to show why the brand stands out. Maybe we want to highlight our best sellers. We want to start to get our products in the face of our customer. We want to start to show them what we're all about, what people buy from us, and what we're offering. So we want to lay out our brand's best-selling products, provide multiple opportunities to click through. This should be a really high click email, and we want to give lots of inspiration for the next purchase as well, and like use our best shots. So content essentials, obviously select bestsellers, intro bestsellers with a short on-brand paragraph to set the scene. Usually we want CTAs above the fold again, headers above the fold, and we want to really have like a nice laid out, designed bestsellers. So let's give you some example of that. So meet the stars on this particular jewelry brand, but straight away we're getting into different product categories or different bestsellers. So necklace, this here, and it carries on in this sort of fashion. So very nice. Here with the headwear brand, look, like 3 key bestsellers, boom, boom, boom. Bit of like a nice little detail here to set the scene as well. bit of a USP. So you can always have creative license and figure out what's important. But the main theme here is the bestsellers. Same goes with here as well. Bestsellers, snaking down, CTAs, header, CTA, subheader, all above the fold. This is what makes a nice email 3. So just get your product in the eyes, in the face of your customer. Email 4, discount reminders and product categories. So this is another nice one. We want to give a nice discount reminder. Sometimes that can be really like a one scroll email. Sometimes I like those where you don't have to scroll much at all. It's almost captured in just like one. So a nice short email with a discount reminder. I've seen some fashion brands do that really, really nicely. It's almost just one big hero. Header is your discount's got 2 weeks left or a week left. Start to add a bit of urgency on that. Be transparent. If you're running that discount for like 10 days, let them know that they've got 10 days, because people don't respond well to being lied to. So don't lie to your customer. Be authentic, and then give them an opportunity to act on it. Let them know what their discount is and let them click through. But also, again, I like sometimes following up on the discount reminder then with opportunities and recommendations on where to shop. Like, because if you went into a store and you had a discount, be like, oh hey, like my friend bought me like a voucher, be like, oh nice, well like men's is over there, hoodies are over there, what are you looking for? And I can point you in the right direction. So this is very much like, what are you looking for? I can point you in the right direction. Maybe you want to add some risk reversals as well, but I'm going to give you a few examples of these. And of course this form is going to be here for you as well. So look at this is killer. 14 off your 14k, and then straight away we've got product recommendations. So necklaces under 300, Hoops and Huggies, Charm Shop. I think that's absolutely killer and looks stellar. This is another nice one as well. So we've got a discount reminder here, then we've got opportunities to jump through, then we're reminding them of the discount actually at the bottom. We're reminding people of the discount here at the bottom, but this does the job as well. So it's like recommendations, shop now, 1. So this is clearly like their 3 pillars or like 3 product categories, for example, and then we're following through with the discount reminder. So that works really well. And this is the thing, like not everyone's here looks the same. And the idea is for me to give you quite a few different looks. And this is a really sick one as well. So you've got the welcome 10, really bold, it's circled. You can remember what the discount is here. And then we're giving product categories with nice gifts as well. So jackets, jeans and joggers, tees, CTAs to accompany them. A little bit of context in the copy as well, but not overwhelming. And I think you really know how to follow through on that email. So that's really, really nice. And I thought this one was really, really cool as well. So have a look at these and feel free to check out this. I'm going to share this within the link. So email 5, value-based content, product spotlight, them versus us. So you've got a lot of creative freedom on this one, I think. The goal here is just to say what you haven't been able to say about your brand yet. Like, again, what has been an angle you haven't been able to touch on? Like, what's important to say about your product? Is it how to use it? Is it like some key products? Or like, is it a bit of a deeper dive into your ingredients or materials? Or is it a deeper dive into like your lookbooks if you're a fashion brand? Is it a deeper dive into how you source your materials if you're a jewelry brand? Think about it. If you're a cereal brand, for example, it might be why you're better than other ones. If you're a supplement brand, it might be a comparison to other competitors in your niche. Product spotlight, them versus us, value-based content. This is what email 5 is all about. So core essentials here. Address competitors versus your brand. Outline your USPs. Say what you haven't been able to say yet. And I think that's worth saying here. Say what you haven't been able to say yet. Differentiate your brand from others to build a sense of exclusivity and desire. So if we're to jump into a few examples here, 5 on this one, for example, who do we serve? So we're talking about our key customer avatars. We haven't had a chance to touch on that. So we serve athletes or people dealing with individual and chronic pain. Big CTA above the fold, CTA at the bottom as well, and a reminder of the discount. This one, why seaweed, for example, and okay, maybe we haven't actually dove into it. We might have told people we do seaweed products, but we've really broken down like our key ingredients and also told people about why they're beneficial. If not, this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it. So I think this is really, really nice. And then they're also giving another click through to explore flavors, and they're also then reminding people of the discount. Nice sort of like catchphrase at the end as well. That's a really cool email. These guys have done a similar job, CTA above the fold. Nice extra context underneath the header here. A breakdown of the ingredients as well. Getting people to subscribe, break down the ingredients of their other SKU as well. So maybe these are like a 2 SKU company for now, or these are like their flagship products, and nice clear CTAs. This one, as I said, barely have to scroll, all in one. This one's all about like having the right fit, I guess, and it being comfortable. 80% of women wear the wrong bra size, so like that's their key USP. They're leaning into that, and then they're helping people get their fits. And this is from Set Active, which I love. This actually preloads when you go onto it. Only thing with Set Active is I'd remove that navigation bar, pop it to the bottom, hurts deliverability, and the email doesn't need to be a microcosm of the website. This is a mistake a lot of brands make. But pretty impressive for a fabric that only dropped 3 months ago. So talking about a new fabric. So they probably changed this email 5 a few times, like whatever's new. So this new fabric, this Form Cloud, is clearly like something they're pushing hard. Maybe it's a characteristic in all of their new products. It's a big innovation, and they're letting people know what it's all about. So they're breaking it down, they're annotating their products in a really creative way. They've got these little dials, which you see brands like North Face do this, for example, like warmth or comfort, and then having a bar. This is a really, really cool icon that you can use. And you really, like, instead of saying incredibly warm, you could say like warmth level, have like a gradient of like cold to, or like sort of mild to like really, really insulating, and then click on that. And they've done this for comfort. And I just think there's so much to learn from the way Set Active use annotations and infographics and icons. So yeah, check those guys out. And then they're also given their color palettes as well. I mean, that just creates desirability. That just creates, you know, that triggers the emotional part of the brain, which is really what you want to do with marketing. So these guys get it. The sky's the limit, and then they're given the model shots at the bottom as well. So look, you can see here 5 very different email 5s, but all helping build on the USP and what makes the brand special. That's the theme of email 5. So let's go a little bit further. Email 6, this is a great opportunity to get some testimonials in and do another discount reminder. So what are some content essentials here? Include customer testimonials. Maybe you want to feature media mentions or some PR or awards to reinforce credibility. So I guess you could say email 6 is all about social proof, if you haven't already worked it in. Getting some clout, getting that social proof. Like, people want to purchase from brands that other people are purchasing from at the end of the day. So if you're just getting started, you need to get your hands and your products in the hands of like all of your friends and family, and just get like a sway of big, great testimonials and stuff to start building that social proof. You start that sooner rather than later. You want to use any content that demonstrates the brand's legitimacy or quality. It might be like B Corp as well. It might be certified organic. If you are those things, they should already be within there, but it's definitely a great chance to re-emphasize that here and add the discount reminder to make it clear. So you know the deal. Let's look at some examples. So this one here, Sweat and Save with 15% off. So we're going hard on reminding people about the discount here, not wasting any space, shop now, and then we're following up on some great testimonials here. Snaking down in a really easy way. Simple, nice. Same goes here, similar format. Offer expires soon. We're not telling people when yet, so it creates a bit of uncertainty. And then we're also following up on some great testimonials here. And here we've actually got some USPs as well. So again, inspiration, but that should be a core content pillar for email 6. Email 7. So again, product spotlight. I would say this is very similar to email 5. So again, you've got another opportunity to come in, focus on something unique about your product or a feature of your product, an opportunity to add value or solve some problems or sell to a particular pain or whatever it might be. And if you're a fashion brand where those aren't the things that you do, it's another opportunity to just put one of your best campaigns in front of your audience. So this should really just be like, one of your best campaigns should go here. Like, why not? Like, if you figured out like this campaign slayed really, really hard, that campaign should go on email 7, because you want every newcomer to see that email. If they haven't purchased yet, you know it's going to close the deal. So yeah, focus on unique product features, add value or problem solving, keep it engaging and informative. Test this one over time to refine which products generate the most interest. So for example, you might go, oh, we're going to have like, I'll give you an example. If you're a supplement brand and your blend contains ashwagandha, magnesium, vitamin B3, boron, maybe like you create, or Shilajit, you create an email on all of those ingredients as an ingredient spotlight, and then you split test them on email 7 and see which one hits the hardest. And then you can use that, and then when you know that, then you can lean into that in your campaigns every month as well. This is how like you start getting more sophisticated and start getting those 10% results for email marketing. So glad you asked. Here's some examples. Oh no, excuse me, that's not the right example. Let me get that right for you. Here we go. So this is the right Miro board. So here, email 7 here. These are just campaigns that I imagine slam absolutely hard. Well, I know slam absolutely hard. So they've just been worked in. So this one's a focus on the Huggies, for example. So it's literally just one of their key bestsellers and a real product spotlight on it. So why not? And then just test this one and just see which one hits the most. And you can cycle it through, have a split test on this, and that's what makes a great email 7. And last but not least, email 8 is your last chance. So this should really just be a time-based urgency graphic to remind people of their discount, let them know it's expiring maybe within 24 hours or 48 hours. You should have an expiry code on that offer as well. You want to keep the messaging simple and direct, make it clear that the discount is expiring, and really just drive a bit of urgency now. Like, you've told them everything they need to know. At this point, you just need to drive them to get over the line. So this is really a tactic you really want to lean into now. I'll give you some examples. So look, that's it. Last chance to grab your 10% off before it's gone. Shop now and save 15%. Shop now. So really just doubling down on that. This one, you barely have to scroll. One last chance for 10% off. Sometimes a timer on this could work nicely. Giving a time window, so you've got 24 hours, claim it now. This could look so different for so many different brands, but this is very, very much the same principle. And last but not least, you can also do, if you really wanted to, we've sent it here, and I said it at the very beginning, we go up to here. We could also do email 9, which is a plain text message from the founder as well. So a plain text message on the founder could work really, really nicely, but hey, by the way, whoever here from X and X brand, notice that you haven't yet used your discount. I want to let you know that you've got 12 hours left to use this discount. Here are some of the things that our customers love us for. Boom, boom, boom. Give some leaks. Hope you join us, and it's an absolute pleasure having you here. Make it on brand. Whatever your tone is, whatever your tone of voice is, lean into that. But that plain text final reminder could be a final nail in the coffin. So that also works well. But as you can see here, this is a massive improvement from this typical welcome series that you're probably running at the moment, or if you're an agency, what you're probably executing for your brands. So this is really the gold standard. Get this right, get the pop-up right, and you're going to go a long, long way. And then you can go and confidently double down on your paid ad strategy. But if you haven't got something like this in place and you're just funneling money into ads right now, you're just going to be wasting money. So hopefully this was helpful. If you liked this, give me a like, give me a comment, subscribe to the channel, it'd be fantastic, and let me know if you want me to create this for every flow that you could possibly have for email marketing. I'm willing to break it down in this format and formula so you can give maximum impact. All of the links are going to be in the comments or in the description. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.